So, have you decided who you're going to vote for? You only have 12 weeks left to decide in whose favour you'll cast your ballot. Have you decided what you're actually going to do? Well, for some people, it can be quite a difficult decision. There's now a new app that can help you decide who you align with politically. Yeshav Sewlal is the co-creator of the app. It's called Yoh Vote. Yeshav, good afternoon to you. How does it work? How does this app help you decide who to vote for?
Good afternoon, Stephen. Thank you so much for having me. So basically, Yoh Vote is a political matchmaking tool designed to really get the youth to engage with the concept of politics. It can be very overwhelming at times, and what we basically tried to create is a platform that allows you to springboard and get an entryway into the political landscape. So what the app does, the website actually, what the website does is you get taken on a quiz, and on that quiz, it's a couple of questions asked, not too many, it's super simple. All those questions are based on the party's manifestos in their exact words, and it narrows you down to a specific political party. And then you can choose to go on a date with that party. From there, you can read their manifesto in a more summarized version and maybe go on dates with other parties and just check it out, see what's out there, and then hopefully go do some more research on your own and see truly where you vibe.
So you have to, I presume, swipe left or right. What kind of questions? I mean, do you have to answer certain questions?
So they're just, again, questions based on what the parties pride themselves in talking about and campaigning about. And it's all based on their manifestos exactly. A lot of the questions are broad, and obviously there's some overlap, but what they do is they condense you into trying to find which party you resonate with just on that specific level.
So there's been plenty of evidence in the past that used to show, say 10 years ago, that in South Africa the biggest indicator of who you would vote for was your identity, sometimes a racial identity, sometimes a linguistic identity, your age as well. I think that's changing, that's just my view. Do you ask people about their identities? I mean, do you ask someone if they're young or old, for example?
No, not at all. We actually don't ask much of anyone other than just to do the quiz. I think South Africa has a very complex history with regards to politics and voting and registration, and something that we really prided ourselves on is trying to create a platform that hopefully is an entry point to people who aren't very engaged with politics. So whilst it is meant for the youth, it is very much a place to go to springboard your knowledge, as I said earlier.
I have to ask Yeshav, and sorry, this is going to sound a bit rude, but some political party is going to come up with a conspiracy theory that all you're trying to do is push people into supporting one party. So how can we trust you?
Well, that's actually a question we get asked a lot, and we've gotten a lot of feedback, and we take a very consultative approach to how we kind of put your vote out there. But just to clarify, the genesis of this project kind of happened out of a fun project that we did after school and after work with a group of friends. It's very non-partisan in its nature. And we try to keep every party fairly balanced in the quiz. We've kept it very simple. We've added 7 parties on the website, and then there's everything that we put out there is based on public information, and it's on a public domain anyway. So it's not something that we are prejudging based on value judgments or any of that. So hopefully that clarifies that.
Do you think young people are going to vote, Yeshav? I mean, people always go on about young people in South Africa don't want to vote. What's wrong with them? And you have to remember that young people around the world generally don't vote unless there's a particular candidate. What's your sense in this election?
That's a very complex question, but just speaking for myself, I can see that in creating this platform, it's been very overwhelming in a very good way to see how many people who I thought would be very apathetic as voters actually aren't not interested in the concept of voting and registering and all of that. It's just a lot of people who are very similar to me, and that's kind of the reason we joined in creating this platform. It's because I wasn't not interested in politics. I was just overwhelmed by the entry point getting there. There's all these jargons and political jargons that are used all the time, and I feel like you have to know these nuances before you even start somewhere. What I've seen, though, since this app has been created, is people in our own circle, and then obviously the circle that we've created online, have been very engaged in talking to us and very engaged in saying, oh, I didn't know about this, and I don't agree with the party, but I researched more, and now I'm actually very excited for this year's election. I feel like I know more. So the whole point of this was to just create that space where you can go individually on and research by yourself and feel empowered in your own vote.
Yeshav
And
Sewlal.
that's what I think we've seen. Yeah.
All right. No, Yeshav, thank you. Yeshav Sewlal, really appreciate the time.